Hi friends! What better way to Sunday reset than to reset our body? Let's go ahead and get started. If you have your reformer, what you'll need to be doing is 1 blue and 1 red spring, or 1 heavy and 1 light spring. From here, you're going to lay down on your back in neutral spine. What that neutral spine means for me is natural spine. So however your back naturally lays on your reformer. You'll bring your feet up to the foot bar, and I would start with heels on, hip distance apart. When we're talking about hip distance apart, we're not out here in Asia. We are right here. Our hips are not lying like Shakira. This is where they sit. I'm already breathing heavy. I'm a little bit hungover, but don't tell anyone that. Anywho, then you're gonna bring your arms to your side. Palms down, just relax on each side of your body. From here, we're gonna inhale, exhale to push out, making sure that you bring your belly button to the back of your spine. What that means is just tightening that core and making sure that your body's working as one big unit. Now, for some of you, like me, this might be a little bit light for us. That's okay. You can either add on an additional red spring. You can change your springs from blue and 1 red to 1 red and 1 green. The possibilities for footwork is pretty endless. The reason why we do footwork is because footwork primarily is the way to bend down when you're older. Let's go ahead and take this for 8 more. 8. Exhale to push out. 7, 6, 5. My cat's taking a nap to the sound of my voice. 4, 3, 2, 1. Then we're gonna slowly bring the carriage back in. Try not to slam it. And we're gonna do a quick bringing our knees side to side, release that low back as you need. From here, we're gonna be doing some supine arm work, or supine meaning laying down arm work. What you're gonna do is you're gonna keep those feet on the foot bar, heels on. We're gonna bring our hands into the short straps. So go ahead and bring your straps off of your reformer and put your hands into your short straps. Now, I want you to really think about rolling your shoulders back and down and pushing off from the foot bar a little bit, enough to where those arms meet directly over the shoulders and we're not kind of hinging your arms back. We want to make sure we're in one cohesive line. Again, we're going to want to tuck our core in here. And if you have lower back pain, feel free to imprint your spine. Imprinting your spine means peel your back to where your entire back is touching the reformer. That'll help with some low back issues. What we're gonna do here, and just watch this first round and then follow me after this, is we're gonna inhale. We're gonna bring 1 foot off of the foot bar into tabletop, and then bring the second one into tabletop. Go ahead and get into tabletop for me. And then we're going to inhale, and as we exhale, we bring our palms down to basically where our hips are. This should be a good easy flow with 1 blue, 1 red spring. If you are on a higher spring, go ahead and take it off unless you're killing it and you love it there. Love it there. 9 times out of 10, we want our tabletop to be in a full 90-degree angle right here. However, if you are having that lower back pain, I want you to bring your ankles up just a little bit, and that should help with some lower back pain. Exhale to push down, inhale to bring up. We'll do 6 more of these. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, make sure you're sucking that core in. 1, let's hold it down. Now, I know when people say 1 and they say hold, you want to die, and I get it. I want to die too. Trust me, I know, I get it. But hold down. And from here, we're gonna bring just kind of hinge at the elbows and bring just those forearms up. Leave your elbows hinged at your sides, kind of tucking them in. Remember, we're in a very tight 1 unit body. Push those palms down, bring them back up in this controlled environment. Inhale to bring it up, exhale to push down. We're only gonna be here for 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Awesome job. Bring your arms all the way back up. Release your feet down onto the foot bar and relax those arms. You can bring them out to the sides if you want and just rock those knees side to side. Just release everything for a second. And whenever you're ready, go ahead and hang those straps up wherever you're supposed to hang them up on your reformer. And let's come up to a seated position. Now that we are in a seated position, we are gonna do a little bit more arm work, seated arm work. However, if you are a beginner or intermediate and you want to progress, I'll show you some progressions as well. We are gonna remain on 1 blue spring and 1 red. We'll probably do that for the entirety of this class, and then we'll progress together from there. From here, we're gonna start facing the foot bar. So what I want you to do is bring kind of your hips, your butt, almost to have support onto your shoulder pads. Bring your legs nice and straight. And wow, you can tell I live in a cat house because I have fur all over my leggings. We're gonna sit up nice and tall. We're gonna roll our shoulders back and down on our body, sucking in that core. Mind you, look how I'm not pushing my chest out like a crazy person. I'm not tucking it in. We're really just bringing ourselves to a neutral, natural spine. From here, there are 2 options that you can do. If you're a beginner and you have very low arm work, or if you're someone that's over the age of 50 and just is getting into kind of doing this motion for longevity, I say go ahead and pick the longer straps. At any point, if arm work gets too uncomfy for you, always switch to long straps. I do it all the time in my class. My coach Jenny brutally murders me every class, and I don't think I've ever gone to short loops, to be quite honest, and that's okay. It changes by the day. However, for the rest of us, please take your straps off and put in your short straps, loop into your short straps. Again, rolling the shoulders back. Let's go ahead and meet our elbows to our sides, just like we did a second ago laying down. Now that we're seated, we're gonna do what we call serving the tray. We're gonna push our arms out, bring them back in. Now this is a lot of tension, so if you need to go down to 1 blue, totally fine. Exhale to push out. Inhale to come in. Exhale to push out. Inhale to come in. We're gonna do 6 of these. Ready? 6, 5, really relax those shoulders. 4, 3, you're doing great. You're doing great. 2, last one. 1. Bring them down, leave them at your sides. If you need to take a minute, reset your shoulders. Awesome. Let's hang up our straps for just a second. I want to bring you guys all into kneeling. When we get into kneeling, we're going to be facing the foot bar. Take your time. Grab the foot bar if you need, or grab the sides of your reformer. But we're going to just roll into kneeling. And before we even get to kneeling, let's just take a second to reset our back. So let's get on all fours. You can keep your legs together. Really stack your shoulders over your wrist. And let's do some cat and cow. So inhale. Really push up, looking towards the sky. Really arch that back. Exhale. Suck that core in, really like a cat screeching. Inhale. Whew. Exhale. Last one. Inhale. Exhale. Now when you come out of this exhale, land in a neutral spine. That's the easiest way to get your back rolled out, but also in neutral. Go ahead and come onto kneeling. Now, we don't want our butt on our shoulder pads, but you can kind of use that as a sturdiness if needed. While we're here, let's reset our shoulders. So we're gonna breathe in, roll our shoulders back and down our back, get them away from our ears a little bit, and let's go ahead and get those short straps back in our hands. From here, we're gonna do overhead presses. So we're also going to suck in that core nice and tight. We're going to hinge forward. Now, if you're on one blue and one red, this should be enough tension for you, even if you don't have the best balance in the world. If you're on blue or a yellow or light or a highlight spring, it's gonna be a lot of core action. Let's go ahead and hinge forward, suck that core in, and we're gonna inhale, exhale, push those arms out over your head, inhale, bring them back. Now we're opening our arms wide, kind of like a goalpost, and bringing those arms back nice and tight. Push out, inhale to come in. We're gonna do 6. 5. Stay hinged. I just creeped up, stay hinged. 4. Now you should be looking down, not at the ground to where you're crimping your neck, but just where your eye naturally meets. So it should be like a diagonal to the ground. 3. 2, your shoulders should be firing up, turning on. 1. Go ahead and bring it all the way down. Hang up those straps, and we're gonna turn around and do some more arm work on the other side. Okay, I want us to stay kneeling for this one as well. So if you guys need to bring your knees in between the shoulder blocks, feel free if you want. Now, at any point, you can come down to seated for these. It's very easy to stay seated. It's a lot of straight back work, a lot of core work. Totally fine, you're gonna do it either way. Kneeling is just adding a little bit balance in. And fun fact that my coach told me is you never get your balance back, you just maintain it. So once you lose it, it's gone forever, which is kind of somber, but that's why we want to keep it for as long as we can. A little bit more arm work and then we'll get into leg work. Let's roll our shoulders back and down. Let's suck that core in. I shouldn't say suck, I should say let's tighten that core up. Be conscious. I like you to be conscious of the core. A lot of people aren't conscious of the core. They're focusing on the exercise, and I am all about form. So if you can only do 4 of perfect form with a conscious core, great. If you can do 6, amazing. If you can do 1, amazing, but don't crimp any part of your body. Staying conscious to your core helps you do the workout. From here, roll your shoulders back. We're gonna do some, roll your shoulders back. We're gonna do some bicep curls. I forgot to mention, but let's take that red off. Let's just do 1 blue here because I'm kind of dying today. These house renos got my shoulders going. Roll down and back. We are gonna want to bring our palms facing the sky and elbows in line with your shoulders, not too high. If you need to lower them, that's always an option, but let's just try to keep it in line. We bring it in, almost bringing our pinkies to our head. Bring it back out. Bring it in. Try not to lean back when you're bringing that in. If you need to go to a yellow, totally do that. If you need to lower your arms, totally do that. But let's try not to lean back. 6. 5. Exhale on the in. Inhale on the way out. 4. 3, conscious core. 2, 1, awesome, awesome job. From here, we're staying in those short straps. We're rolling our shoulders back. We're going to flip our palms down. Inhale. Exhale, push out, hold for 1, 2, bring it back in. Inhale as you come in. Exhale, hold, 1, 2. Awesome, we're gonna do this for 6. 1, 2, release. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Awesome job, guys. From there, let's hang up our straps. Let's just take a quick stretch here from our arms. We are done with arms today. So let's raise those arms up nice and high, stretch to the ceiling, and just goal post them down. Awesome. Let's do our next exercise. We're back on our kneeling. We're doing a lot of kneeling. If you have bad knees, try to do a lot of these in the seated modifications, or you can take your foot pad if you have a lengthy foot pad, or a towel and put it under your knees. From here, we're going to be doing kneeling ab work. Let's try staying on the 1 blue. It's kind of a challenge, the lighter it is, but it's okay. And go from there if we need to up to 1 blue, 1 red. Once you're kneeling, go ahead and bring your butt off your feet. Bring your hands to the foot bar. Now, it's not going to be too difficult, but I would put, as a beginner, personally, our feet up against the shoulder blocks and knees hip distance apart. From here, we're going to almost tuck our tailbone in, but not too far gone, just not to where you're like this and scooping, but tuck it in enough to where you look like you're having a nice straight body. I know my head's cut off, that's okay. Roll your shoulders back. This will hurt your wrists. I'm starting in advance. I have bad wrists. We won't be here for long. Conscious core, tuck it in. Inhale, exhale, push out, keeping that long, strong body. Use that conscious core to bring it back in. That is a challenge even for me. We will do 5 more. Four more. It's not fun. 3 more. 2 more. And last one, everybody. You got it. Bring it in. 1. Awesome. From here, flip your feet down, sit back on your heels, and let's get into some child pose. You did it. That was the hardest part of class. We love to see it. From here, we're going to do a little bit of leg work, and then we will stretch. Let's go back to 1 red, 1 blue. It's my favorite combo, as you can tell. 1 light and 1 heavy. Let's step off to the left side of our reformer, and what we're gonna do is lunges. Now, my head's gonna cut off. It's fine. You need to focus on the body anyway. And we're going to do some lunges. So you're gonna come up, we'll come up on the left side first. Sorry, I'm left-handed, fun fact, so I always do left side first. But a lot of you probably are not, and this will be a good place to start anyway, because starting on your least dominant side is probably the helpful side to do this. Anyway, coming off, let's bring 1 leg off, and let's bring that left leg almost to the front of our foot bar, and let's bring that right foot with toes up, under, up against the shoulder blocks. Let's put our hands on the foot bar, and let's make sure to square off our hips. So look how I'm in this position. When I mean square off, I mean drink. It's gonna feel awkward, but we want both of our hips pointing forward. From here, we're gonna inhale. On the exhale, leave that knee down and just push back into a straight leg, bringing it up. Now, we wanna make sure we have that conscious core. So make sure you're sucking that navel into your spine. Let's just start here. Now, if you need to stay here, that's totally fine. When you're ready to progress, what you're gonna do is just pick that knee up, hover it over the reformer, push out, bring it back in. Now, we wanna make sure we're using our core and our booty to bring things back in, not the resistance of the reformer. If you'd like to progress even further, go ahead and take one hand off and put it on your hip, or you can bring it to the sky for an extra balance challenge. But I like putting it on my hip because it helps me stay squared off. Awesome. Now, if you're really progressed, you can take, it's not gonna work for me, both hands off, but my reformer will split, so I can't do that. Last 3, 2, doing great, guys. 1, awesome. Now let's bring everything to the other side. We're gonna walk over and do everything on the other side. Okay. Square off those hips. Inhale, exhale. Just start by flushing everything out. Both hands on the foot bar, knee down. And you guys should be looking straight ahead. That'll also help with squaring off the hips. When you're ready, on the inhale, lift your knee. Exhale, hover that knee out. Awesome job. And if you're more comfy, go ahead and take one hand off or both hands and finish this out. We've got 3, 2, and 1. Awesome. Bring it all back in. Great work. We are going to come back down to supine now. So we're just going to be back to laying down, sticking to that 1 red and 1 blue. Now, you might want to add heavier springs on for this one, and I know what you're saying. Why would I go any heavier? I'm at the end of my rope. But we're gonna be doing bridges. And for bridges, you really need to have some stability if you're a beginner, and then you can lessen and lighten the load from there. But let's just try it with 1 red, 1 blue. We're gonna lay on our back in neutral spine, or if you've never done this before, go ahead and imprint your spine. From here, arms at your side, feet on the foot bar, hips distance apart on your heels. We're gonna inhale, and we're gonna exhale. And we're gonna start with articulated bridges. So on the exhale, we're gonna peel everything up, hold for like 1 second, and then peel everything down. Now, I like to keep my shoulders about 1 inch from the shoulder blocks. This is really good for the spine. Awesome. As we come down from our 3rd articulated bridge, we will do our bridge hinging, or hinging bridges. Inhale, exhale, bring everything up. Just tap it down and bring it back up. Up, I'd hold for like 1, 2, bring it back down, tap, up, 1, 2. Look directly up, please. 1, 2. I might be looking at you, but it's not good for alignment. Just keep going. Arms can be down. If you want to add an extra balance challenge, go ahead and bring your arms up to the sky. Remember to be conscious with that core. We want to make sure our hips are going over our ribs. We're not trying to do this. We're just relaxing. We're living our life, guys. Awesome. Come on down. Woo. Shall we stretch? Let's do everyone's favorite, feet in straps. You're gonna grab your long loops off of wherever they're hanging. Keep it with 1 red and 1 blue spring, and you're gonna bring 1 foot at a time into those loops. And then go ahead and everyone straighten those legs and meet me at 90 degrees. This should not be happening. This should be happening. 90-degree angle. If you can't get to 90 degrees, just do what you can there. We're not going to stay here for long. From here, arms at your side. Let's just start with hinging up and down. So inhale. On the exhale, push those legs down. Bring it back up. Down. Bring it back up. Let's have a conscious core, everybody. Let's just do this for a couple more minutes, a couple more seconds. It's a nice stretch. From here, let's go ahead and put our heels together, toes apart. We're gonna bring our knees in, push them back out at a 45-degree angle. In, push them back out. In, push them back out. Now my reformer is a little bit smaller to fit in my cozy little home. Yours, you should be able to fully extend without slamming, but I had to. Now, if you live in an apartment, I think this is a great reformer, or in a cozy home like me, but just keep that in mind. All right, from here, let's go ahead and get back in that 45-degree angle. Let's get back in parallel. What we're gonna do is everyone's favorite, circles. So we'll come up, span out as far as you want, and just circle it out. Doesn't matter what direction, as long as you're breathing and that pelvic floor is not moving. You can go as wide or as small as you'd like. A couple more in this direction. When you get to the top, go ahead and reverse your circles to whatever direction you were, from whatever direction you were going before. Awesome job. Let's bring our legs back together, back to 90 degrees if you can. Let's flex our feet. Instant back of the leg stretch. I feel it in my calves, I feel it in my hammies. If you're not flexible, I would stay here. If you want, you can pull down on those straps, give yourself that extra stretch. Awesome job, guys. 1 foot out at a time. Bring them to the foot bar, bring the carriage back in without slamming. Oh, Diva made an appearance. Say hi, Dee Dee. And then come back up to seated. Great job today, everyone. I really hope you found this video helpful. Please come back for more where we do more targeted sessions where it comes to upper body workout, lower body workout, full body workouts, restore sessions. Everyone needs a good restore session. Thank you so much for watching. If you haven't already, feel free, I urge you, I beg you to hit that subscribe button, comment, like, save for later. And if you want more bite-sized chunks into the education of why we're doing some exercises, that is also found on Instagram, which you can find in my bio. Thank you guys. Hope you guys have a blessed day and a very functional afternoon.